Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some of your time with me today. Today I am doing my weekend makeup look and this week I thought I would do a kind of my interpretation of a classic sexy bombshell look, complete with false lashes and tousled hair. I really had fun doing it. It's actually one of my favorite types of looks, maybe a little bit toned down for every day, but it is one of my favorite types of looks where I use a lot of nude colors, neutral colors. And if you want to see how I've created this, just keep watching. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite primers, which is the Carter Beauty Youth Boost Primer and Serum. This gives a lovely hold to your makeup, but it's got lots of lovely skin loving ingredients as well. It's got a nice slip to it, and I want in this case my base to be fairly flawless, so I'm actually going to put a little concealer. This is the Sculpted by Aimee Complete Cover Up Concealer in Fair. So I'm going to use a little brush to apply this. There we go. It's a Carter Beauty brush, because I would get obviously the circles under my eyes right there, but I'd also get redness in my cheeks. So if I really want a kind of a flawless base, I would apply some of this to my cheeks, because you can see there's high colour there, and that's just my complexion, typically Irish complexion. So I'm just going to sort of pop some onto my cheeks. I know some of you don't like when I speed up application of certain things. Sometimes I have to get the video to be a length that people will want to watch, because you know, if it's too long, people will watch. So you can see some redness around my nose as well. Allergy season. And thankfully I don't think I have, maybe there a little blemish. For my foundation, I'm using the Gosh Dextreme foundation, and this is in Ivory 002. It's quite a pale shade, but I'm not really tanned at the moment, so it should be fine. This is a blank canvas foundation brush. I'm just going to pop it on with that, and then I think I'll bounce it out with a beauty sponge. So I'm going quite full coverage, which for me is not a usual, it's not my everyday look, but I do like this look. And I'm just going to bounce that on. That's a Carter Beauty beauty sponge. Put a little bit more on, just on the cheeks. Now I'm happy with that base, and I want a kind of a matte look today, so I'm going to use my Carter Beauty Setting Standards baking powder in Banana. I won't powder under my eyes just yet. So I want quite a sculpted look, so I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in Golden Light, which I think I'm about to hit pan on. Just a little tapered bronzing brush, just under the cheekbones there. a little down the side of my nose. And then just to warm up a little around the temples and hairline. And of course, not forgetting the jawline. And blend down. I'm going to just apply a little bit more. Nice subtle blush. This is Chanel, and it's in the colour Orchid Rose. I don't want to blind you, that's it there. It's a beautiful subtle blush that has a very slight sheen to it. So my Bobbi Brown blush brush. And rather than on the apples, I'm going to bring it up more towards the back of my cheekbone. And slightly up onto the temples as well. And you can brush off the remainder. Back to my powder brush and just blend together. My brows are my usual CYO for the moment anyway. I'm finishing it up and just brush them up and then apply. The pencil is quite thick. I will speed this up just to save time. So that's the brows done, and I'm going to do a very, very light eye look because I want, or in terms of shadow, because I want the liner to be the star of the show. My Sculpted concealer will give me a nice little base for applying my shadows. It'll just give them some hold and it neutralizes the any veins or discoloration that might be on the lid. And I find it just gives a good hold to it, so you can see it completely evens out and gives you a nice blank canvas to work on. So MAC Bisque and just all over the lid. This is a very subtle neutral colour. It'll just look very I suppose nude, neutral. So that's bisque all over the lid. And then for a little bit of definition, I'm going to use a Kiko shadow, and it's number 46, and it's one of their high pigments. And it's a lovely taupey shade. I think it just complements bisque beautifully. So I need slightly more tapered brush because I want to kind of carve out the, I want to carve out my crease. So again, it's very subtle. It's just to give the illusion of shadow and definition in the eye. And if you're like me and you have deep set hooded eyes, you can see that this makes a huge difference. I'm going to put a tiny little bit in the corner, the outer V. Same brush, same Kiko shadow, and I'm just going to run it under my bottom lids, my bottom lashes. It's just hard to get the intensity of colour that you want, and some girls seem to be able to do it so easily. So that's my eyeshadows. I want my eyeliner to be a real feature, so I'm going to do a wing liner. Surprise, surprise, but slightly more defined. So I'm going to use the Carter Beauty Supreme Gel Liner. This is such an easy product to use. Comes like that. You unscrew the little top, you have your liner in there, and you have the little brush that's contained in the lid. But I'm going to use a Carter Beauty angled brush instead. This is such an easy to control gel liner. If you haven't used gel liner before, I highly recommend it. I had never used gel liner before I tried this, and I'm a convert. Very, very, very easy to control it. So I'm just going to start with a nice thin line. Where I'm literally going along the lash line and sort of pushing it into the lash line. And just pulling it out a little bit. So I'll do the same on the other side, just right along the lash line. Just sort of push it in, a nice thin line. And then just out a little at the side, just literally following the shape of your lid. So I'm going to go back in, and this time I'm going to make a thicker line, thin at the inner corner, and then I'm going to thicken it as I take it out towards the outer corner of my eye. And you can do this gradually. Now, when I get to the very corner of my lid, I always find that if I find that little crease there, just right at the corner where your top lid meets your bottom lid, that's my point for pulling out my wing. Now, I'm only doing it very subtly because I want to build it up gradually. Now I've taken it out quite a bit, as you can see, and then I'm going to just join up, fill it in if you like. And then the same on the other side, starting right in the inner corner, very thin. Thicken it as you go. And then when you get to that little point of your eye, that's my point there. Right there, where my bottom lid meets my top lid, and that's where I pull it out from. and then fill it in. So you can see quite a dramatic wing, and you can as well go, if I can do this in the viewfinder, into the underneath of the roots of your lashes, just to give more definition and volume. They're the same. For this to be nice and sharp, I'm going to take my concealer again, and that same little concealer brush, and I am going to sharpen that up and just correct any little mistakes. So you can just sharpen up that little winged point there. And the same on this side. So I'm going to apply false lashes, and I'll do that off camera. So that's my lashes applied, and I put a very light coat of the Note Cosmetics Volume 1 Touch Mascara just on the inner, because these are half lashes. These are the Sculpted by Aimee Light Lift false lashes. I'll just read to you what it says. A soft side lash for the ultimate eye lift without the drama of a full false lash. And the very clever thing about this is that there was a black lash glue, because there's nothing worse than getting white on your lovely eyeliner. So I'm going to just line the bottom rim of my lids there with a nude liner, just to brighten the eyes and lift them a little bit. And this is a Carter Beauty liner, and that makes a difference. It really opens the eyes. This is the Pencil Pusher eyeliner in nude. I wanted quite a nude lip for this look, so I chose the Lisa D1 for Christian Audette lip liner in Nude Sandals, and then I am going to pair it with MAC Blankety for that ultimate nude lip. So you can see I'm slightly overlining my lips just to give my lips a little bit more volume. And MAC Blankety. Which I think MAC Blankety is an amplified lipstick. I want a very subtle sheen on my cheekbones. I'm going to use Makeup Revolution highlighter reloaded in Dare to Divulge, which is this one here. It's coming off more bronzy than it actually is. It's quite a champagne-y colour. A nice little fan brush, and a little on the nose, just down the centre, and a little on the Cupid's bow. So that's the finished makeup look, and I will just go and fix my hair, and I'm not going to change because I think black just suits this look very well. So I'll just fix my hair and I'll be back to you in a couple of minutes. So I'm back, and I teased my hair a little and just tried to give it that sort of, you know, messy, just out of bed look. My hair is very fine, so it doesn't hold it very well. I put a little bit more concealer under my eyes and a tiny bit of powder, and did with the half lashes and quite an exaggerated wing. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't, maybe you would consider hitting that subscribe button and the little notification bell beside it. I would love to have you as part of our family. So have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.